Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I would like to welcome you at our conference. The event is organized by the Polish European Community Studies Association in cooperation with Warsaw School of Economics, University of Warsaw, and University of Gdańsk. Having an honor to be the EuInteg project coordinator, on behalf of myself and my project team, I would like to welcome you and all the distinguished guests participating in our conference. It's my pleasure to welcome Lena Kolarska-Bobińska, the Minister of Science and Higher Education. And I will welcome Jerzy Buzek as well. Prime Minister will come in a moment. Janusz Lewandowski also will come in a moment, and he will participate in our conference. He is the President of the Economic Council to the Prime Minister to Poland and the member of the European Parliament, and the former Commissioner for Budget, as well as the former Minister for Privatization. I also would like to welcome Danuta Hübner, somewhere disappeared, I'm sorry, the chair of the Committee of Constitutional Affairs of the European Parliament, the former Commissioner for Regional Policy and the former Minister of European Affairs. I would like also to welcome Jacek Saryusz-Wolski. I think that he will come also in a moment. The member of the European Parliament, Vice President of the European People's Party, first Polish Minister for European Integration. And I also would like to welcome Jerzy Pietrewicz, the Secretary of State in the Ministry of Economy. I also would like to welcome Willem Molle, Professor at the Department of Economics, Erasmus University, Rotterdam. I'd like to welcome Jacques Pelkmans, professors in the College of Europe in Bruges and Center for European Studies in Brussels. Warm welcomes to the members of the Board of European Community Studies Association with its president Enrique Banús, Professor of International University of Catalonia. And Martin Holland is also here with us. Very warm welcome, because he will have to leave in a moment, unfortunately. I'm very sorry. And I also would like to welcome the presidents and representatives of national exas from Georgia, Italy, Latvia, Netherlands, Moldova, New Zealand, Romania, and Ukraine. Welcome to all of you. My list of our distinguished guests is very long, but due to the time limits, I'm sorry that I wouldn't mention any other distinguished names. But I would like to point out that I'm very grateful to our organizations and institutions which were supporting us, and financially and in the organizational way. But the special place in welcoming I'd like to give to our hosts, the authorities and administration of Warsaw School of Economics. Their financial and organizational support is remarkable. I'm very happy to welcome Professor Tomasz Shapiro, Director of Warsaw School of Economics. And I also would like to welcome the Dean of my faculty, of my Collegium of Socioeconomics, Professor Joachim Osiński. Welcome. And very, very warm welcome to all moderators, speakers, and participants. Without your presence, we would not be able to organize this event. Thank you for coming. And finally, I welcome all the members of organizational team with its leader, Marta Pachocka. I'd like to point out an enormous involvement of young people, students and regular studies, PhD students, and professors' assistants from our university. Thank you very much for your involvement. You are great. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference could not be timelier for the Warsaw School of Economics. The time of the 25th anniversary of Polish transformation gives us the chance to undertake the interdisciplinary discussion on different aspects and effects of this process. And this is also the 25th anniversary of PECSA, Polish European Community Studies Association, that at the beginning of the 90s put together all Polish scientists and scholars dealing with different aspects of international integration process, with special attention to European Union, of course. Special words of thanks I address to Professor Andrzej Stępniak from University of Gdańsk, and thank you very much for your huge effort to establish the association. But we shouldn't forget about the involvement of other members, the co-founders, and the current board of members. Welcome and thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, the broad context of the conference is a chance to put a new light on the most important actions taking place in the European Union nowadays. Our conference aim is to show that the current situation in the EU calls for making a renewed effort to increase its competitiveness through making its intellectual capital more effective. The right place to start is to challenge the conventional wisdom. We learn from the crisis that standard recipes for economic management are not only not enough, but can be inadequate. The special place in this process should be taken by young people. And we all have the responsibility to provide the solutions. And I'm sure your opinions, your questions, your remarks will be invaluable in helping putting into life our ideas and will help drive the research and innovations by all of us. We all have the capability and let's use it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, many thanks for being here with us, share your expertise and diverse points of view. Enjoy the conference, its topics and the atmosphere. And I hope, and to be honest, and not being modest, I'm sure you will. Thank you very much for your attention, and I would like to welcome once again our distinguished guest, Janusz Lewandowski. Thank you for coming. And thank you very much for your attention. And now I would like to give the floor to our rector, Professor Tomasz Shapiro. Thank you very much for being here with us and for supporting us. Thank you very much. The floor is yours.
Welcome at SGH, Warsaw School of Economics, SGH. It's really a pleasure that I can welcome you, and as I play here a symbolic role, I owe you a couple of words about this place. Warsaw School of Economics is an economic university with 109 years of history. I will try to talk about 110 seconds about this history. And I think that the most important is that since beginning, school is subordinated to the concept of openness. Our founder wanted to see Poland in economic world through education in the field of economy and management. The history of the school is thrilling, could be a movie, not soap opera, rather thriller, but it's not the moment to talk about that. The most important about the school is that we are open, people, concepts, ideas are always interesting to us. We want to include everybody in a relation with us, not exclude. And the other important thing is approach. This approach is to identify challenges, understand them, and then to apply our methods to solve problems. And from this point of view, I see the conference as extremely important, as one of the targets of conference is to create networks and cooperation in this global integrated world, also in the field of education and research and economic, which perfectly supports the mission of the school. So welcome, have excellent time here, and let us leave the conference with really rich in social and human capital that will result from these conversation, debates, and lectures. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your interesting welcome address. And the next part of our conference is the special session the session which was supposed to be conducted by the commissioners. Unfortunately, the commissioners were not able to come, but they appreciated the importance of our conference, and at the moment we will have the video speeches which were delivered by the commissioners. So let's listen to their words and let's listen to their reflections on our conference as well as on the main challenges of the European Union. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, while I cannot be with you today, I'm delighted to offer my congratulations for the 25th anniversary of the Polish European Community Studies Association. The results of your conference will be very important for researchers and policymakers who wish to build a more innovative Europe, a Europe kept competitive by its knowledge and ideas. Horizon 2020 is the world's largest public research funding program. Among its goals is to help to create an innovation-friendly business environment in Europe. Poland is already making a remarkable contribution. The preliminary results from Horizon 2020 calls indicate that health, demographic change, energy efficiency are all popular areas for Polish engagement in European research and innovation. Research and innovation that, I'm sure, will lead to a new business ideas, products and services. So today and tomorrow, you have a unique opportunity to share ideas, to discuss how to sustain Poland's formidable economic performance. I encourage you to continue investing in your scientific community, continue investing in Poland's innovative businesses. Europe's future will be defined by its power to innovate. I look forward to seeing more of Poland's contributions to research and innovation over the course of my mandate. I wish you all an excellent conference and once again, happy anniversary.
I'm sorry for a break. I would like to welcome Prime Minister Jerzy Buzek. Unfortunately, he has to leave for a moment. I mean, he will come back for sure in 25 minutes, so sorry for this interruption. I only would like to add that that was the Commissioner Carlos Medes, the Commissioner for Research, Science and Innovation. And now we will listen to Tibor Navracic, the Commissioner for Education, Culture, Youth and Sport. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I cannot be with you in person today, but I'm delighted to have this opportunity to address you at this important international scientific conference on rethinking education and research in Europe. I would like to thank the organizers for making this event possible and highlighting the importance of education and innovation, key engines of growth, competitiveness and social well-being in the 21st century. To stay competitive in today's fast-changing world, we must find ways of supporting a dynamic and excellence-based research sector which delivers innovation and stimulates economic growth. For this, we must step into the talent of the individuals in research and innovation who are the key to Europe's future. This means investing in people, in their education and in their skills, investing in their ability to adapt to change and in their ability to innovate. This is the goal of the EU's Horizon 2020 program, and in particular our Mary Skłodowska-Curie actions and the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, or EIT. They are designed to link the worlds of business and research with higher education, especially in doctoral training. The Mary Skłodowska-Curie actions deliver excellence in research, mobility between countries and sectors, as well as career-focused training. By supporting 65,000 researchers, this flagship program sets the standard for the research profession in Europe. As for the EIT, It represents a new way of promoting innovation. It has gathered more than 600 organizations in the first 5 knowledge and innovation communities, KICs, and last December, 2 new KICs joined the EIT community, EIT Health and EIT Raw Materials. But the need to invest in people's skills must go further. This is why education, training and research are fundamental features of the new European Fund for Strategic Investments. A European advisory hub will help promoters to develop growth-friendly projects with strong involvement of the private sector. Of course, the skills people need include skills fit for today's digital area. That's why the EU supports the development of digital competencies through education and why the structural and investment funds, for example, prioritize digital infrastructure for schools. But programs and policies in themselves will not be enough. It is only by working together that we will achieve the growth and prosperity we all want. By acting in partnership, we can understand what works, ensure systemic impact, and discover better ways to share knowledge, to teach, to learn, and therefore to innovate. Your conference today is part of that joint effort. I wish you all a successful event, and I look forward to hearing the outcome.